Okay, let's bring in John Lott. John is the expert on all things firearms, ammunition, and as we know right now, with the coronavirus spreading across the country, around the world, a lot of people are concerned about protecting their family and their property, and they turn to firearms to do that. Some gun stores are now being shuttered, are told to be closed, and others are told to be open. We're kind of confused, John. What is the state of the gun store in America, and is it state to state, or just tell us or give us a general overview?
Right. Well, you have 7 states now which classify gun stores as not being essential. You have a number of local jurisdictions around the country. And people's concerns about being able to protect themselves are understandable. I mean, you have the Detroit Police Department, for example, has 20% of their police department, which is either either ill or in quarantine right now. You have a number of police departments around the country which are not responding to calls that they're receiving. You have jails and prisons which are releasing significant numbers of inmates. Many are releasing well over 25% of the inmates that they currently have. And so just like people go and own a fire extinguisher in order to try to protect themselves against something that might happen, we're not at a zombie apocalypse, but people want to be able to go and have a gun to be able to protect themselves if the police aren't able to arrive.
So, John, let's talk about California. Governor Newsom, he wavered on it. He flip-flopped. First, he said gun stores were to be closed. They weren't essential. He changed his mind. Now it went to different municipalities. If I'm not mistaken, San Francisco first shut down all gun stores and then recently reopened them. Talk to us about what's going on in California.
Well, yeah, the similar type of thing happened in Los Angeles County. And I think what's happened is that some of the lawyers have advised the politicians that they may run into trouble because of the Second Amendment type issues. And over the weekend, we just had the Trump administration come out with an advisory indicating, well, it wasn't binding, that they thought that gun stores were essential businesses to allow people to go and protect themselves, particularly when we're in a period when the police can't do it. Look, police have a dangerous job anyway, and places like Los Angeles may be issuing masks and goggles and other protective gear to police officers. But in the rough and tumble world of actually going and arresting somebody, that face mask may not stay in place. And so you risk having officers being exposed to the virus and having even larger percentages of police officers who will be.
So I think we tailed off there a little bit. I want to jump in here a little bit and just ask you, you make a very important point. It is one of the protected amendments in the Constitution, the right to keep and bear arms, but not necessarily the right to be able to purchase arms. Distinguish the two, if you don't mind.
Well, it's kind of hard to distinguish the two. If you're not able to go and purchase them, it's going to limit many people's ability to be able to go and have a gun for protection. And I think some of the lawyers who have been advising these politicians have begun to tell them otherwise, that if they go and make it so that people can't go and buy a gun in times of crisis like this, then they're effectively denying people the ability to go and defend themselves and their families.
Yeah, and I think you make a very good point. I mean, you look at some of the businesses that are, at least as of this airing, still open. I get it, and you have to pick and choose which ones are essential. So, food, gotcha. Banking, gotcha. But then you say something like construction sites are still open. Absolutely essential, I'm not sure. I would even say getting my firearm, being able to put ammunition in my firearm, far more essential than making sure my house is being built. Am I wrong?
I understand exactly what you're saying. Look, even with the businesses that are open, you can still take precautions. People can still engage in social distancing. You can still go and disinfect and go and have other protective type measures that you can take. So, but look, I'm not really sure how else you're going to be able to make sure that people get ammunition and guns. We've seen a huge increase in ammunition purchases over the last month or so. Ammo.com report in the last 3 weeks they had over a 300% increase in ammunition purchases compared to the preceding 3 weeks. And I assume when the numbers come out in a day or two, we're going to see a similar increase in gun sales. Big problem has been the NIC system hasn't functioned very well. You go and talk to licensed firearm dealers, and they'll tell you it's been virtually impossible for the last month or so for them to go and complete purchases because the background check system won't let them do the background check. Lines are busy, and that denies people the ability to go and get guns and protections.
John, I got to leave it here. I know we're cutting in and out again. We're bound by these Skype issues, and it's not just us; it's across the whole media spectrum that these are the issues. John, we're going to say thank you very much again. The gun debate rages on, including during the coronavirus pandemic epidemic.